What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, how much are you refusing to be you? How much are you actually hiding who you are based on the fear of judgment? When did you started being afraid of judgment? When you were 2, 5, 10? Were you judged, or did you pick up judgment of your adults, parents, grandparents? And it might not have been judgments of you, it might be judgments of them. What if you don't refuse to be you and actually choose to increase the intensity of you, no matter who or how you're being judged? Because magic is everywhere and abundance is everywhere. So I've been playing in different modalities since I was a kid, pretty much. I had my first out of body experience, not intentionally. I was having open heart surgery, and after the surgery, there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of things going on. Actually, before the surgery, there was a lot of fears. After surgery, apparently, I had out of body experience, and the fear continues somewhat until the moment it was raining outside. And I'm not sure if I was out of my body or in the body, or I was just brought back to the body. But I remember feeling oneness with the universe. There was that overwhelming feeling of everything is okay, no matter what's going on. There was no pain, there was nothing. It was that intimate connection with every molecule in the universe. I remember feeling the raindrops on my face, and I was only 6. Granted, as a kid, we actually more connected to the universe than we realize. With everything that's going on in our lives as adults, we forget that. So, as a 6-year-old, I remember that connection, that feeling, that sensation. There is no words to describe. But that's actually who we are naturally. That's what we are, magical beings that always connected to every molecule, to every atom in the universe. Saying that, we contract based on fears, fears of judgment, fears of making something wrong, doing something wrong. And that's about doing. It's always about making the right decision, having the right answer. What if it is not about the right or wrong, whatever it is? What if it's about being who we are? And we resist that. Because as a kids, we learn from adults not to do something, not to be lazy. You have to work, you have not to make mistakes, pretty much. Always doing. I had a conversation yesterday. We have a conversation on being in a group, Being Without Hiding, with Rachel Silber, and we interview different people. Mostly it's being you facilitators. about what it is to be, especially to be us. And everything is about resisting and refusing to be us. It's always about performing. It's always about making sure that we're doing something correct. And it's doing, doing, and doing. When in reality, our lives are about being, or it's supposed to be about being. And being is that connection, that communion with earth, with universe, with people, with animals, with everybody. What if we don't have to do? And by the way, being is not doing nothing. That's what I want to make sure you realize, because the action might be the same. It's a difference between action and reaction, because some of the doing that we do is about reaction. It's about choosing. And hearing my cat scratching its paws on a scratcher, hopefully, yes, she's scratching on a scratcher. She's just being, and she's choosing in the moment. She's choosing based on her desires. She's not reacting, though sometimes she is, if there is pain, if there is uh, somebody hurting her, there is loud noises, and yet it's still action. It's a choice. While we, as human beings, we we don't choose. A lot of times we react based on something that not even us, because we pick up people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And what happens is, based on their judgments, we choose to act that way or decide to act that way. Let's say somebody, like we're in a relationship, and we think that they expect us to do certain things. Well, they have no idea what's going on in our brains. They might just want to be with us. They might want to be with a cute woman or a cute man, but we think we have to please them so they will stay with us. While not sure what they like, we decide that what they expect of us and we act accordingly instead of just being who we are. I remember when I was married, I always thought to please my husband. And when I got a divorce, I had no idea what I liked. I had no idea what it is being me actually means. I was rediscovering me, and yet still I had expectation of my mother, expectation of my stepfather, expectation of my friends, expectations of my job, expectation of not having a job, expectations of so many people. And I acted based on what I thought they expected me to be, which is so twisted, instead of just being. With access tools, I found out that it's more about just choosing in the moment, yes, no. In some ways, it's polarity of this reality still, binary, zeros and ones. That's how this reality works. And yet, when we are being, when you're looking at what it is we desire, we break the pattern of the programming, because a lot of things we do, we act based on the programming that happened maybe thousands of years ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, or maybe in our childhood. Depends on how you look at that. It's about, let's say, you have a program of you have to be a good girl, you have to be honest, you have to have integrity, you have blah, 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 blah. All of those things, it's about programming you to act in a certain way. I'm not saying act out of integrity or morality or anything like that, but how often do we lie where we're programmed to tell the truth? You say, oh, I never lie. Oh, yeah? How about when you're judging you and telling yourself all those nasty things, or talking about your body and judging your body? Are those truth or they're lies? Believe me, they are lies. All of the things you're telling yourself. And every judgment you have is a lie. It's as simple as it gets. And I'm going to use a clearing statement sometimes to clear certain things. And the clearing statement is a vibrational frequency that allowing us to clear the limitation that's maybe based on a lie. Not maybe, for sure, based on a lie. Clearing statement cannot destroy anything that's actually not a lie. It cannot destroy what's true, it cannot destroy what's real. And it's about, again, choosing something for being instead of doing. And you can learn more about clearing statement in the clearingstatement.com website. So it's pretty much right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Or we can use just POC and POD. Simple and easy. POC and POD is point of creation, point of destruction. I mean, the whole clearing statement is basically a vibrational frequency of getting out of right and wrong, good and bad, and clearing at the point of creation of whatever we're clearing. So, and it's about magic. When we're being, we actually being magical, and everything becomes easy. When we are being, and being especially us, being, when you're being you, you're aware, you're present, and you're choosing based on your awareness instead of the lies. So just think of something that you decided that you need to do. Do you actually need to do it? What if you just chose this or something different? I like movies. I've seen a lot of movies. And I love the movie Yes Man. If you ever watched it, or maybe you want to watch it. And the premise of the movie, what's his name? I forgot the actor. Uh, but anyway, he goes into, like, he's depressed and he's like, his life is not going anywhere, doesn't have a girlfriend, pretty much a loser. And he's afraid of doing anything, afraid of making a mistake. He's always looking for the right choice. And a friend introduces him to a meeting. It's one of those motivational speakers who says, you have to say yes to everything in life. You cannot say no. And I'm not going to tell you the whole movie, but the idea is when he starts saying yes, his life changes. Yeah, there are comical things happening to him, and it's funny, but yet he actually becomes alive. And what if by resisting being us, we actually dying? And this is time for our first break of the show. And you've been listening to Helen Gitlevich, me, on Creating Abundance with Ease on the Inspired Choices Network. And when we return, we'll continue to discuss what it is, what if you didn't resist to be you. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way. You can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is how much are you resisting to be you? And before we went on a break, we were talking about the movie Yes Man and how much different our life can be if we actually start saying yes to things in our lives that would create more. And how does not being us looks like? Well, it's pretty much our lives. Whenever you're uncomfortable, whenever you're contracted, whenever you're not feeling well and depressed, that's not you. That's not being you. That's not being in communion because we are the infinite beings. We are pretty much the universe. And when we are contracting and not choosing to be us, we literally going into that image persona that is so twisted that it doesn't feel good. So let's do a little expansion exercise. I like to expand people just to let them know what and who they are. Just notice, and it's very easy. If you're first time listening to this podcast, just notice where you are. If you're standing, if you're walking, if you're sitting, probably it's easier to sit or lay down. And just take a deep breath. And just allow yourself to notice your body, where your body is. If your body is kind of like your position in the space, and just allow that breath to go from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. And open your crown and allow the light or energy or whatever you can imagine to go through your head, through your crown, through your body, and exit through your feet. and allow your connection to the earth. Don't have to do anything, just be with that feeling. If you have hard time, just ask the energy of barriers, like the barriers down, barriers down, barriers down, and just allow it to go easily through your body, through your feet, into the earth. And pull from the earth through your body and allow it to go up through your head. And we have a little guest here who likes to be. She loves to be present. It's my cat, Bella. um, so allow those two flows from top, from the universe through your body into the earth, and from earth through your body and out of your head. And allow it to spill out. Kind of like expand that through your heart. Allow it to mix in the heart and allow it to expand. And expand it maybe to the size of your room. Just try to see how much you can expand. And then expand maybe a mile or kilometer if you're in Europe or any other places than England or US. And expand more, maybe 10 miles, 10 kilometers, 1,000 miles, 1,000 kilometers, and expand more than the size of our planet. Thank you. And just let's play with our planet. Let's see what we can contribute right now. That's being us. And we always resist being that space. Why? Because we have no idea that that space exists. We're so used to being judged of wrong, awful, mean, or wonderful, amazing. It doesn't matter what the judgment is, but we have to act and do accordingly. So what if we don't have to do or act accordingly? What if we can just be and just be with that energy, be with that expansion, be with earth, and just let's see what we can contribute. And asking ourselves and earth, who are we? What are we? And just be present with that. And now expand into the universe. Make yourself as big as the whole universe and maybe even multiverse. Because we know the string theory and it's multiverse out there and it's multi dimensions and blah, 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 multi. Let's not even concentrate on how. Just ask yourself to expand. Yeah, like that. Keep expanding even more. That's being us. So, what is the fear? And the fear actually, just like Marianne Williams said, the fear of greatness, fear of our light. So, what if we don't have that fear? What if we destroy that fear? Because fear is just an implant, is a programming. It's a resistance to something that we can create more. It's a resistance to consciousness. Because how much in your life you've been in that space, la, 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 I'm not hearing, I'm not seeing, I'm not doing anything. It's pretty much that. That's when we are not us. But what if we actually be present? How much more present are you right now that you're expanded? How much more present in your body? How much more aware of your body are you? Just asking. So what if we stop being a fact of our fears, of our emotions and feelings, and start being? What would that create in our lives? What would it What would we choose? Let's go into that. What would you choose if you actually be you? Would you choose to suffer? Hmm, probably not. Would you choose to be depressed or fearful? Would you be afraid of disease? We are infinite, we are immortal in the sense that this is not just one lifetime, this is not just one body. I like this body. I would like to keep this body for a while now. How about you? Are you choosing to kill your body just because you don't like your life? But guess what? You are the one created it. And you created and possibly killing your body because it's not you. It's all those ideas and decisions and judgments and conclusions that's killing the body. What if you chose something different? What if you chose to heal your body instead of killing it? What if you chose joy instead of depression? How much would that change? What if everything is just a choice? Close your eyes if you can. If you're driving, don't do that. And just let's do a little playful exercise. No point of view. Let's choose giggling for the next 10 seconds. And now be depressed for 10 seconds. And what if you don't have to be depressed? Or let's not even do it 10 seconds. Let's do 5 seconds. What would that create? Let's just smile. And I'm going to time it. I like the timer. And just smile for the next 10 seconds. Let's smile. And now let's be grouchy. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is not fun. This show is bad. Okay, let's smile again. And let's be depressed. Oh, life sucks. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's awful. I cannot do it because life is actually wonderful. I don't know if you can do it now after even doing it a few seconds. Let's just smile. And a smile is a choice. Everything is just a choice. I didn't know that. And for years, I suffered the depression and anger. And it's time for our second break of the show. And when we return, we'll talk more about it. And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back. And we'll be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Magic and abundance are everywhere. What if you could tap into abundance and start creating your life with complete and total ease? Working with Dr. Helen Gitlevich will give you exactly that. Total ease in creating abundance in your life. Dr. Gitlevich creates classes all over the world, both in person and online. She works with you to create abundance with your money, with your body, with your relationships, with all areas of your life with total ease. Connect with Dr. Helen Gitlevich at creatingabundancewithease.com. Her contribution in your world will be a noticeable gift in a very short period of time. This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic is, how much are you resisting to be you? And before we went on the break, we were talking about choosing between joy and sadness, between laughing and crying, between everything is just a choice. And it's interesting because in Access Consciousness, years ago, there was a class, Happiness is Just a Choice. Guess what? That was the smallest class in the history of Access, I think. I think only about 20 people choose it. And so what is that? That's not allowing us to choose happiness. It's back to the resisting to be us. What if you didn't have to resist that? What if you, because joy and happiness is actually who we are. It's totally who you are, who I am. It's about choosing. Just be. And again, it's not about not doing, because whenever I'm being, I accomplish much more. When I'm doing that's when things get tough, because I have to do. And do you feel how heavy that is? Do you feel how contracted? Because when we are acting and doing from being space, it's easy, it's light. It's just like, I am. That's where the I ams come from, but not the I am this, I am that, I am that, because that's more about it. It's about choosing. And yes, the cat is playing with a bell right now. And that's about her being that. Because she doesn't care I have a radio show. She doesn't care that she's being heard and maybe judged. Because look at her. She is just playing. And now your ears are not ringing. This is just, we can learn from animals. Because she desires to play with that toy. I'm just going to play with the toy. Who cares that people are listening to me? What if we be that? How much easier our lives would be? Instead of kind of like, oh, I'll be judged if I wear this dress, but I love this dress. What if we didn't care? What if we actually be with our own desires? Wow. That actually teaches me. Because before the show, I was making sure that I look perfect, that my hair was not out of place. And I was rushing and doing all kinds of things. But what if I just be? Because in that moment, I realized I wasn't. I was doing. Because that's the difference between doing, because we have to prove how good we are, how prove the connection is, how good the video is. Everything in the frame has to be good. But what if it's about what we say, not how we look? What if it is about our action? not necessarily even the words we speak? What if it's about our energy and our choices? What if just a smile and saying hi to somebody will brighten their world? And instead of being grouchy and just like, we look at them and say, hi, just like the cat. She's very happy. She's running around. That's the energy of joy. And what if we can be that? And what if by saying hi and smiling to somebody, it will brighten our own world? And you might not feel that in that moment because feelings are that contraction. But what if you chose that despite those feelings of anger or grouchy, you would just go out and whenever you're in the store, and I know the masks don't show the smile as much, but what if we learn to smile with our eyes? I remember being in a store and I was wearing my mask, like everybody with the COVID right now. And if you're listening sometime in the future where there is no COVID, hopefully, and you're not wearing mask, just look up the history books and you will see it actually existed. And the guy in the store looked at me and says, I love your smile. Because I was smiling under my mask. And my eyes did show it. How much we refuse to be that joy with our body. Because what if people cannot see our face, but they can sense our energy? Bella is creating quite a bit of havoc. She's being that energy of joy. She's exploring. She's a kitten. So what if we be like that and exploring the world like a cat or a kitten and just look at everything like, oh, this, oh, that. I wonder what that will create in my life. This, I would like to see what that will create in my life. And you not necessarily have to buy those things. You might just ask it to contribute to your life. And that's being you. This is being you in totality. And just and it's so funny watching her getting into my purse. Because she's looking for entertainment. She's looking for things that she can be that would create more in her life, more joy, more fun. And how much we're contracting even at the word fun, because that's not allowed in this reality. This reality has to be serious and important. It's the importance. Think of the significance of things in your life. What if nothing is significant? What if it's about choosing what creates joy, not the importance? How much of that will create more, even money? Because I found out when I'm in the joy of the moment, when I'm literally, yeah, she's creating something. And just being in that energy of choosing joy, choosing playfulness. Playfulness. What if it's not about making right or doing something right? What if it's about playing? What if our whole life is just a play, a game that we're playing in this reality? What would you choose if it was a game? Would you choose to be serious and significant? Let's say you're playing Monopoly. Well, you're buying the whole towns, you're buying the whole cities, you're buying the boardwalk, you're buying buildings. What if life is like that? What if you could have unlimited amount of money? What would you choose? Let's look at that for a second. Just see yourself having millions of dollars. Just imagine for a second, what would that create? What would you choose? How much can you change the world with millions of dollars coming in? Maybe every year, every month, whatever it is. What would you choose to create in the world? And let's not make it significant. How much would you play with that? Okay, so you'll buy the airplane with a pilot and you will hire a pilot. You will have a mansion. You spend all that money, fine, but you still have millions of dollars to come in. What would you choose? Would you choose to help Earth and stop the destruction of Earth and create more? So what are you waiting for? How much are you hiding and not being you, so you would not have those millions of dollars, so you don't create more consciousness in the world? Just saying, what if you actually chose to have money? What the world would be in 5 years or 10 years if you chose to be you instead of resisting. And with that thought, we're going on the third break of the show. And when we return, we'll talk more about how much are you resisting to be you and what if you didn't? And you've been listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on the Inspired Choices Network. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
This is the Creating Abundance with Ease show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich on Creating Abundance with Ease. And today our show topic, how much are you resisting to be you? With me and actually with my cat, Bella, that's creating a little havoc in the kitchen, that you might hear some noises. And we've been talking about how much are we resisting to be you? What if you didn't? And just with me, I've been hiding all my life and not being me, just always pretending to be somebody else, pretending to be that perfect, that good. Even now, like putting up the appearance and putting makeup, it's still not 100% me. It is me, but not quite. Um, but anyway, it's about choosing, being that expansion and joy, just like animals do, like nature. When we are in nature, we are actually able to shed our barriers and be us. Like I know for me, when I'm in the ocean swimming or walking in the woods or being in the mountains, whatever it is, where I'm close to nature, I'm more prone to be me in that space of expansion, in that space of being. It's about that, and it's not that joy where we're like ecstatic and jumping. It's more about quiet joy of, huh, that's me. Oh, hi, tree. Hi, sky. Hi, ocean. Hi, sea. Hi, lake. It's all about being. And and by the way, on the 19th of December, I'm doing a free Zoom talking more about how much are you refusing to be you. And also Monday intense Monday being you adventure on January 23rd will be intensity of being. This is more delving in to who we are and how much are we not willing to be the intensity. Because a lot of times when we are intense, people judge us. And what do? We contract. But what will create more actually? Actually, when we increase the intensity in the presence of judgment, it will create more. And also, there is a book club being you that already started on November 18th. We had two chapters, and it's on Thursdays. It's 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this week on Thursday, December 4th or December 3rd, I will be reading the chapter 3, Being with Your Body. All of that is about choosing more, creating more when we are being us, when you being you. It's such a different space, so much ease. It's that mantra of access consciousness. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, or all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. That's part of being. That's part of creation. And next week, we're actually going to have a guest. Dr. Lisa Coney will come to the show. And I have no clue right now what the topic will be. I'm going to find out probably today or tomorrow. So, with everything that we are being, it actually includes parts of us that we cut off. Because think of it, when we have to fit the mold of somebody else, it's a mold. So, what happens to the cake when the cake doesn't fit the mold? The baker cuts off the parts of the cake and throws them away. So, how much of you have you cut away and thrown it out based on somebody else's judgment? What if you don't have to? What if you could choose more of you and kind of bring those parts? And instead of cutting them off, you actually say, you know what? I don't need a mold. I'll be that shape of me in whatever form I choose to be. And what if that form is totally undefined? What if you can be that gelatinous form that can fit anything and yet nothing? What if you choose to fit that form in 1 second and then choose something different in the next? What if that's being you is? And our show is coming to the end. I think we have just a few minutes left. I would like to just say that I do classes around the world, except right now with isolation, I'm doing my classes online. So anywhere in the world, you can join me either on free classes. I do foundations, I do um, being you classes, creating abundance with these classes, symphony sessions, and I do private sessions if you choose to. It's about choosing more for you. And as I said, the few things coming up tomorrow, um, on Thursday, December 3rd, will be a book club, which is free, Facebook Live on at 1 p.m. And you can find out on my website how to join and register for it. There is a free Zoom coming up on December 19th and Intensity of Being 1 Day Being You Adventure on January 23rd. Some other classes coming up, and you can check those classes on the website, either creatingabundancewithease.com or at helengitlevich.accessconsciousness.com. And hopefully some of those things that we talked about, you can take with you and play with them. Again, don't make them serious. Don't believe me. It's about, I was listening to something today and they were talking about this is important, this is what you need to do, this is how the life is. What if it's not? What if it's about what you choose? What if you know what works for you, what doesn't work? What if it is about you creating your life based on your choices, on you being you, not you being your mom, not you being your dad, or whoever you're choosing to be in that moment? What if you chose for you instead of against you? How much your life would be different? And with those questions, there's other questions that you can ask. What what would create more today for me, for the world, for Earth? What if you're not alone and you're not? And so happy to be here. And I will see you next week, same time, same place. And you've been listening to me, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Bye-bye.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.